Hi guys, Mr. John here. In this video I will finish off this stereo, which you may have seen in a previous video, and I already have some things to say about it. First thing is, yes indeed, this little mofo is not an interstage transformer but a choke. I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion here. I was puzzled when I heard that, but I then went in and traced the circuit, and yes indeed it is a choke. It's a really small choke, and I never seen a choke on the rail on this EI type of core, which is gets kind of ridiculous. And the wire that it is wound with is a rather puny one. It's like 0.3 millimeters in diameter, not a huge. So what I'm gonna do with it, I'm gonna go change few capacitors because they are bone dry. This one near the chip, this will maybe improve some tuner performance. I'm also gonna replace this one, 220 microfarad 16 volt, and I will replace these two bulged, this one and this one. Only one of them is bulged, but it's an old stereo, they're dry, and I actually went and you see some empty places there and there, and that's where these two capacitors were. Let me show you what's wrong with them. Can you see how nasty they are? They leaked physically. They leaked the electrolyte, and they are 100 microfarads, as you can see, 16 volts. These are focus, come on. These are this and these capacitors. They are in a feedback circuit for DC decoupling. There. Schematic. It's a TDA 2004 chip, the exactly same one I used to replace that weird ass chip in a Pioneer. So yeah. Here it's fine and dandy. Actually, in this circuit, in that stereo, there are no these capacitors, and this one small, it's kind of drawn badly here. This one is more clear to see. That's a bootstrap capacitor which is supposed to improve the output if you put it in, but whatever. In this stereo, those capacitors are not existing. They just went and tied pin 7 to positive rail, pin 9, and so they did for pin 11. So that's what I did on my board in that Creponier, and it works just fine. It really gives a rather miserable improvement in power output. In my opinion, it's not worth it. Oh, this thing just keeps falling apart. Same kind of crap in a previous video. So yeah, I'm gonna go replace the chip, of course, because it's dead. Replace this capacitor, these two output caps, this one, and this one. And I also might replace a few small electrolytics nearby. I'm gonna check them with the SR meter and see whether or not I need to replace them. So that's that so far. I'm gonna go and do what I babbled about for 4 minutes already. So guys, I changed a few capacitors here to make it work. Focus! Fine. 47 microfarad, 220 microfarad, 470 microfarad. Also there are two of these 470 microfarads on the output caps. These 200 microfarads which were rotten, and these two little ones which are 220 nanofarads. That's those weird ass low value electrolytics which I don't understand. Why would you put them in circuit if you can use a film capacitor? One of them measured 300 something nanofarads, other 500 something nanofarads. And from my experience I know they are leaky. Before the transistor tester even showed me that they are indeed leaky, I knew that already because of the high value. Alright, so let me show you that it works. Then I'm gonna go replace these scratchy pots. The reception is so bad because of this. It's an aerial, you know, just about 2 feet of wire. So that's that. I'm gonna go replace this scratchy pot. The tone control pot actually is in decent condition, but I'm gonna replace this volume pot anyway. This one I may leave alone. We'll see. Unfortunately, those potentiometers are hard to find, so I had to buy an usual one, and they are quite bigger in diameter and they have a longer shaft. Well, longer shaft is not a big deal. Hacksaw will do it, but I don't know, will I be able to fit them inside? It's a ridiculously worn shaft. So these are two output caps. One of them is bulged, the other is not. The one with a red splotch here is bulged. I'm gonna try to show you here. So that's it. Now I'm gonna use this cheap tool which I bought for $6, but it works rather excellent for its money, to desolder that staggered pin pain the ass chip. The thing just works ridiculously well for what it is. It is a combination of a soldering iron with a desoldering pump. It has a hollow tip there which you put over the lid, and of course you first do this, then you put it over the lid you want to desolder, wait for the solder to melt, boom, and the result is rather nice. See? Next I'm gonna desolder the pin on the left to it. So see, it's soldered up, but I'm gonna go give it, I'm gonna help this thing by tilting the PCB, so the gravity helps me here, and you can see how clean that looks. Unlike the soldering pump, the usual desoldering pump, which is, you have to be very quick with it, because the joint will cool down by the time you reach with that nozzle, and it ain't gonna work really well. This one works reasonably well for $6 I bought it for. Really nice. How I bought it on eBay, I don't remember how I searched for it. Something like desoldering iron pump, along those lines. So that's that. Okay, for the fun of it I decided to try the cassette. Because this cassette, I don't really know what's on it. It's just it was in a bunch of old cassettes. Alright, let's have a look. Ah, it's those Eminem or something like that. There is a lot of hum, not really usable, but rewind works, fast forward works, and play works. And of course you can eject the cassette, which takes quite a lot of force because it's purely mechanical device, as you can see. Oh, it works, nonetheless. I might... This thing is a tape head preamplifier. There are a couple of transistors and small capacitors around. I might actually I will see. I may go and put a used but good capacitors in there and check for the difference. Just out of curiosity. It's really interesting to see whether or not it is good. The head might be gunked up, but it looks pretty good actually. Can't really see it from this angle, can you? Alright, you might be able to see the head. Try to put it about halfway. Yes, there is some dirt on it. I might clean it. Okay. It's clean now, but now you can see it. There we go. The dirt you see is actually the reflection of dirt right there, not on the actual head. Pretty clean. Let's check it again. Alright. Seems alright, but could use a couple of new capacitors. Or new old stock capacitors, or used but good capacitors, whatever. Okay, I replaced one capacitor, and that is this one. 4.7 microfarad 50 volts, input coupling caps from the head, right there, into the preamplifier here. I also took a look at other capacitors that are fine. I took a great look at this capacitor, which is emitter bypass of this little transistor, which is an amplifier, so if it's dry it's gonna be bad, but let's see. Oh, I guess that's just the way it is. Maybe the head is bad. They have a tendency to wear out actually, so yeah. Okay, before he swears, before he drops an F-bomb, I'm gonna switch it off, and that's that. It works just fine. I'm gonna cobble it together and give it to the client. Thanks for watching. See ya. Okay, I decided to take a look inside that pot. Here's the track section of it. It doesn't look too bad. You can see that about 1/3 is worn out, but the other piece doesn't look too bad. Here's the wiper section, and I found the reason why there is so much play. The reason is that right here, as you can see, this looks like something broke off from here, and it did. There was a dimple which was center in the thing. So I drilled a hole right where that scene broke off, shoved a piece of lead, cut off lead from a diode. It's nice press fit in place, and I put a little bit of heat shrink on there to act as a what it's called. I forgot how it's called, but anyway, that's to reduce the play. And now it doesn't look too bad. If the damn thing would focus on it, it would be excellent. There is not much play there at all. Let me fix it up so you'll see. Okay. You can see now there is pretty much no play. There is a little, but not too bad. We will see what it will be like. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna try this one. If it's gonna still be scratchy and stuff, I'm gonna put a new one. Well, what can I say? The thing works. Butter smooth. And I'm really tempted to leave it this way. Yeah, it will do. I'm just gonna say that I restored this control, so it's better to just leave it in one place, and if you wanna mute it, use this button. Alright, that will do just fine. Just decided to compare the two. It's a usual one, and you can see not only it is large in diameter and has the longer shaft. Well, actually this has a very short shaft, so that's nice. But it's a pin pitch, which is not compatible. If I can only show you. Something like this. You can see it's a smidge out. I can bend it and make it work, but I don't know. I don't know. I will think about it. This thing works very well as is. I cleaned it. To be honest, I went and used the eraser like that. I lightly scrubbed the track, knocked some oxides and other crap off of its surface, and now it performs very nicely. It's you again. Alright, I'm gonna quit it here because that bastard will destroy this video in a few seconds. And yes, the X84-1, you were wrong. This is not the remainings of the bulb. I looked again. As you can see, it's just two wires there. And where the bulb is, it's called LP, lamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and couple under here. See, they have a different, they have a little footprint there when they say it's a lamp there. And this, there is a footprint like a little rectangle with a line inside, and that's exactly what a jumper here looks like. Rectangle, line. So that was a jumper at one point. Why is it broken? I don't know. But it's kinda, well, it will be wrong to say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because it is broke, but it works as is, so I'm gonna leave it alone.